The ladies on The Víew spoke about porn. Oh boy, this ought to be funny. I feel obligated to make you suffer through this like I did.
It's a rite of passage in the internet age that all parents will have to deal with. Your kids are going to watch online porn. Wired magazine says it could happen as early as 11. So what do you do?
God. It's scary. I said to Sonny this morning, I don't have kids, but I said to Sonny, like, to have children right now is so scary, especially you have a son. And I always worry that because it's so available out there right now that a young boy could get their perception of what intimacy should look like from there. And it's not right. And it's not like people say, oh, there were Playboy magazines. This is different. You can go and look at rape porn. I mean, this gets scary.
And I just learned this during our Hot Topics meeting. I did not know that there was a website for free pornography.
Well, don't
say the name.
No, I'm not. No. And I mean, I just had no idea. I mean, I've certainly spoken to, I have so many parental controls on our family computer that I don't think they can access the porn because they can't even do their science homework because true story. But they have their phones, you know, at school.
And they go to people's houses.
And they go to people's homes.
The other thing that I thought was interesting in how we're framing this, you know, you think this is just the boys. It's not.
No.
Girls are getting their idea of how intimacy works and how sex is supposed to work as well. And it's not new because, you know, if you follow pornography, you see how pornography affects the mainstream. You know, women used to have, it used to be a sign of greatness when you had body hair, you know, and it was like you were grown up. And then suddenly it went to, oh, you can just have this much. And then the mainstream said, yeah, we'll just do what they call the landing strip. And then we went to a place where there was nothing. And there was an uptick, you know, where women had no hair on their body. And there was an uptick in pedophilia with young girls because that's what young girls look like. So this has been going on for a while. It's kind of spooky.
I don't know what, I mean, I know I've said to my son, you know, I know that you may watch this. This is not what real sex and intimacy looks like. And I've spoken to him about it, but what do you really say to kids
you've got to beat the conversation, first of all, because by the time they're asking you questions, they've been talking to their friends and they, you know, by the time they feel comfortable
or looking
enough,
at this website.
Or the website.
It seems to me that there's sex going on every channel right now. That you don't
but
have
it's not the same. It's what Jed said. These videos,
well,
I heard from a friend.
Oh, man. I hope that's not like, you know, indicative of what most women in their age group think, because that was scary to watch. Okay, so they start off with like, oh, online porn. Oh, yeah, online porn. Scary, really is. Yeah, oh, it's scary. Counterpoint, no, it's not. It's not. Sorry, it's not. I mean, yes, there is some gross, hardcore shit online, but that's gross in my opinion, but that's not the stuff that's like most readily available, you know? Like, the stuff that's most readily available is pretty run-of-the-mill stuff and everybody knows, everybody has their go-to sites, and every now and then, it is true that every now and then they'll throw like the grossest video ever amid a bunch of regular porn videos, and you're like scrolling, and you're like, oh no, oh stop it, why'd you put that there? That does happen, but it's not like your son or daughter is going to get into something like that because they happen to see it on the internet. You're either into shit like that or you're not into shit like that. It's not going to develop a taste for you if you happen to stumble across something like that. In other words, if somebody's into it, they'll come across it and it'll immediately trigger something in their brain and they're like, oh yeah, I like that. It's never going to be, oh gross, now let me watch it. Oh yeah, this is gross, kind of. Actually, no, I like it now. Somebody fist me. That's not how it works. So I don't think online porn is that scary. I think, yes, there's a certain age where, you know, a kid shouldn't, when you're not sexually active and you don't know what it is and you haven't developed, sure, protect the kids from it to that point. But when they get to the point where they're sexually maturing, I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all, porn. You just have to have sex education in the schools. and let everybody know what's up and how to stay safe and whatnot. And then I don't think there's anything wrong with net porn at all. And then, man, it really shows you how out of touch they are when one of the women goes, I didn't know there was a website for free porn. You didn't know there was a Okay, like 75% of the internet is websites for free porn. That's what it is. You basically just said, I didn't know there was an internet. Like, that's what the internet is. It's fucking free porn all day long. How do you not know that? How old are you? What the fuck are... Jesus Christ, people are so silly and in their bubbles and shoving their head in the sand. I didn't know there was a website, as if there's one. Yeah, there's one website for free porn. The rest of them? Yeah. And the rest of the women were like, don't say the name of it. As if there's one site. You could close your eyes and have a hit the keyboard, or have a monkey hit the keyboard, press enter, and it's probably a porn site. Okay, and then hilarious when Whoopi Goldberg was like, hey, look, this is changing culture. It's not good. I mean, women used to be considered a sign of greatness to have body hair. Greatness? Maybe that's a little overstating for the term greatness. But yeah, it showed that you're mature. Now women, they're shaving it. Who cares? Who gives a fuck if they shave it or don't shave it? Whatever. It's not like dudes. If all of a sudden women having hairy pussies came back into fashion, it's not like dudes would go on strike. I cannot have sex with you. You have vagina hair. What am I going to do? I'm not going to shove my dick in that beaver thing. It looks like a fucking Brillo pad above your box. I don't want that. No guy's going to do that. Or maybe a small percentage would, but the overwhelming majority would be like, I don't care. I'll shove my dick in there. So who cares if it's shaved or not shaved? But then she says, that led to an uptick in pedophilia. No, you can't just fucking say that, and that's totally not true. Again, it's not like when grown-ass women started shaving their pussies, that guys were just like, well, I guess now I'm into fucking toddlers. No, that didn't fucking happen, and it's a really fucking horrible thing to say. That's just not true, and you're creating a problem where there is none. It's not like pornography has led to an increase in pedophilia. That's utter garbage. How do you just say shit like that? Okay, and then finally, at the end, when they're like, well, look, you got to beat the net porn to the conversation, so you got to talk to your son about this. Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I think you should talk to kids about this stuff, but I think it should really be in school. Because never in human history has a mother told their son something about sex, and then the son listened. Oh, well, hey, I was going to do that, but my mom told me in the super awkward conversation we had the other day that I wanted nothing to do with to not do X, Y, and Z. Never happens. Never happens. So yes, do sex ed and do sex ed from a reasonable age, but have them learn about this shit in school. Don't have that awkward situation where it's the mother telling the son, listen, sit down. Let me tell you about the dangers if you put your pee-pee in a girl's booty hole. Oh, no, Mom, stop. It would just be the grossest, weirdest, most awkward thing ever. So, I think I'm out of things to say about this, but that was just the saddest conversation I've ever seen. They're so massively out of touch. They have no clue what's going on, and they're creating a problem where there is none. Hey, here's a counterpoint. What if net porn is actually good? What? You're not allowed to say that. Yes, I am. If you have a massively repressed society and people aren't fucking, and they also aren't getting off by looking at pornography, you got a society full of massively repressed, angry men. And I hate to get all Freudian and whatnot, but there will be more violence in that society. There will be less violence in a free society where they have access to, I don't know, exercise the most normal, natural thing ever. Like, why are you so afraid? This shit is as natural as it gets. Reproduction, Yes, educate people about it, teach them what's safe and what's not safe and whatnot, but do it the right way. And don't flip out when a fucking 15-year-old is beaten off online. Because I got news for you. Every fucking 15-year-old, when I was a 15-year-old boy, I was already years into my beaten off streak. And it never stops. So you don't flip out at the most normal thing ever, because it doesn't have the downsides you think it has. In fact, it probably has more upsides.